Bray. Oh, nice ball from Bray. A beautiful ball. Giving it to Chris Kent. Kent coming in. Can he do something? Oh, and a great save by Johnson.
One of the best saves we've seen of the year. It was Kent moving down on the ball, moving on the 6-yard line, and Johnson put himself across that ball magnificently. He read it perfectly. His interpretation was just great.
Right on the spot then, Bill Johnson. O'Callaghan coming away with the ball again. Smith tackling for the ball, but O'Callaghan stays on it nicely. Adams, first time looking for Williamson to make the run, but he's just not interested at the moment.
Dave Anderson again. There's one of the tricks of the game. As if with hands. Johnson getting upset with his overlapping backs. Nobody there to give the ball to, so he decides to kick it way out here for Cumming, and Cumming needed a step ladder in order to control that one. Little Tommy Cumming, he's run his heart out. 19 years of age, 5'3", a real character, a very confident player. He's got 5 goals this year. He's a headache for any fullback because he's so fast, and he gives them a lot of cheek too. Here he comes again, little Tommy. Anybody there? Nobody. Got to do it all on his own. Well, that forward line, even with McRobert up there, was not doing well enough. Without McRobert, it's fallen in a heap. It's an individual effort required by the players in order to score goals, it would seem. 1-1 it is. 1-1, Sunshine versus Ringwood. We'll be back again in a few moments.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day, the big test for my little assistant Tony. Me, Angelo, the great pizza maker. I teach him everything I know. All right, Tony. Looks good, real tomatoes and mushrooms and mozzarella cheese. Now, come the big test.
Unbeknown to Angelo, Tony has made his pizza with home kitchen pizza, the only pizza with a delicious liquid topping in a pouch.
That's what you call a pizza.
The home kitchen dollar pizza.
Thank heavens for Dexol. It has antacid to calm your tummy and glucose to get you going.
Feeling better now, dear?
Bet your life.
What are you doing tonight, huh?
With Dexol, the morning after can be as good as the night before.
How does it happen? You're down in a mine, or painting a sign, or straining till you thought you would burst. You sure got a thirst. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And that cold beer is Vic. Victoria Bitter. You know how it happens. You're leading a band, or lending a hand, or you're working where the heat's at its worst. You sure got a thirst. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. A long, cold Vic. It can come at any time. You're dishing up chow or showing them how. Matter of fact, I got it now. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Victoria Bitter.
Kept out again by Richard Plum. He's done yeoman things for the Ringwood side today. It's a corner away, but it was a good defensive move, a good defensive tactic. With Cumming in now for the corner kick. The score is 1-1, Ringwood City versus Sunshine. Public address announcement being made as Cumming, not concerned about that, gets on with the business. O'Callaghan's foot outside the penalty area, trapped beautifully by Chris Kent that time. A difficult ball, and he gave it straight to Luton, and Luton up here to Kankovic. Kankovic not the best on pace, and he's run down by Dave Anderson. Anderson, a veteran of over 250 games. Ringwood press home their attack again. It was Williamson after Kent's good work. Over here to Luton. Luton to Kent. Kent wide. Who's he got dropping back? He's got Kankovic in the penalty area. Williamson's back there too. Lang went for it. And the ball is now picked up by Petrov, but a bad pass by him, and it's unusual for him. Ends up here with Ringwood again. O'Callaghan, goalkeeper. End of that one.
A brown lady's wallet has been found and can be retrieved from an official in front of the club room. A brown lady's wallet.
Hey, what's your face?
Ringwood first to the ball. A shove out of the way helps, but it goes back towards Sunshine now. Overrun there by Hugh Howe, the number 12. Ringwood again. Kankovic out here to the wing. Was too slow getting his boot to the ball, and then a kick of mid-air by Peter Lewis. Sees a whistle up and a foul on Ringwood, and the ball going to Ringwood, and John O'Callaghan is the one that's closest to it. He's being spoken to.
Yes, I think he's speaking to the wrong man too. It was definitely Peter Lewis that was in. As usual, the referee's right off the spot again. A long free kick taken there by Garthwaite. Will it fall? It's Lynn again, and he's done it.
Another spectacular diving header for Mike Lynn, who's become the diving specialist for headed goals. But he's hurt himself.
As he what? He looks badly hurt there too.
Mike Lynn works very hard. He's got the knack of being in the right place at the right time, and again, twice today, he has done it. That makes 5 goals for the season. Before this, there were goals against Polonia, Hellas and Fitzroy, and now 2 against Sunshine. And I think we mentioned earlier, in fact, I'm sure we did, that he has never failed to goal against Sunshine. This is the first time, however, that he's got a double against that side. He headed a goal from outside the penalty area last week against Fitzroy United Alexander, and players of both sides acknowledged it as being one of the best goals they had ever seen. Lynn dived on that one, got one just across the line before, and now he looks in pretty bad shape as Terry Clark is poised over his prostrate frame.
And that goal can be traced directly back to Peter Lewis. A bad tackle from Peter Lewis. Let Ringwood in that time. Across, and Lewis again. Ball bouncing near him, not taking the initiative. In came Lynn, bang, thanks very much.
This is the second time that Mike Lynn has been severely injured in a match we've telecast. Terry Clark, the secretary, and Lago Al Factotum of this side is helping him on the right, and Norm Hobson, the new coach of the side, is on the left, and the referee comes in to see just how he is. It looks like a bad winding. It could be pulled stomach muscles, and that can really hurt. He threw himself at that ball in desperation. It was nip and tuck, and he got there. And he put it right by Johnson, who had no chance in which to react. Lynn is going off the pitch after doing a tremendous job for the side and, in fact, winning the game. Interested parties watching on include Cheto Cekovic, who is coach of JUST in the leather coat, second from the right. His side plays Preston Macedonia tomorrow, doesn't it? JUST, I think so.
JUST, no, they play Muralbach.
Sorry, Muralbach United at Footscray Road. George Cross plays Fitzroy United. South Melbourne Hellas plays Preston Macedonia. And Polonia plays Juventus tomorrow. Sunshine with the ball, they're in the white. And they're down by the odd goal, whereas in the first half they're ahead by the odd goal. At half-time it was even 1-1, and now it's 2-1 to Ringwood in the second half.
Yes, and Sunshine in heaps of trouble at the moment. They're not playing well enough to score a winning goal. Hugh Howe pipping it back in. Oh, and a chance here for Sunshine. Can he put it away? A bad miss. A shocking miss then, that time from Smith. Had the ball at his feet, could have said, which corner would you like it, but missed completely. A shocking miss. There's a player down there, number 5 too, from
John
Bray, yes. And it's Mike Lynn coming back onto the field again. He's fit enough to continue. Caught the goal, and if he hadn't scored, I think he would have been hurt a little bit. John Bray nursing his head there. The man you can see on your screen rubbing his head vigorously. Van Egmond. A long ball. But too close to the line, and it rolls out, and Sunshine should take the throw in. Peter Lewis coming across to take the throw in. Been, in my opinion, a liability for Sunshine today. A long throw, but it's Bray in the way with his head once again. Lewis to throw it in once again. And it's Little coming, gaining a corner once again for Sunshine. He's the only busy little man they have in the forward line.
Some big things in the league tomorrow. A win by Hellas against Preston would mean 17 points to them and clearly put them in front of the league premiership fight. But if Hellas lose and just win against Muralbach, JUST will become equal top side with Hellas. If Muralbach win tomorrow against JUST, it'll mean equal second for them. Some big games tomorrow in the finalisation of this round in State League Soccer. McCarthy wide to the penalty area, laying on the volley, missed it completely, picked up by Luton on the follow-through. The ricochet comes up here wide to Kankovic. Kankovic again has caught out the pace, and Dave Anderson, running like a racehorse, cuts it all off across the back line and puts it now up into the second half.
Yes, and John Luyton in the way once again for Wilhelmina after that run by Anderson. Smith with the ball, had a glorious opportunity to equalise for Sunshine only a couple of minutes ago. Keith Adams, put that one right out of the ground. I think he needed a little bit of time. That's Keith Adams you see on your screen there now. No, beg your pardon. There's Les Shorrock with a pom-pom. And Australia's future second in charge, or widely tipped as second in charge next to him, Bobby McLaughlin, coach of the Sunshine team.
Bobby McLaughlin had charge of the Australian under-18 schoolboys side. He coached Macedonia and Brighton to recent championships, and coached the Australian schoolboys championship winners Victoria. Anderson's good to watch, picking up form as the game progresses, and he feels settled into the Australian conditions. Over there to Pocock. Pocock, a centre ball, meant for coming, but there were two defenders in the way. One was Plum, who's always in the way, and Garthwaite backing him up. A nice double to try and beat. In fact, Garthwaite was saying before that he feels that with Plum around that they've got about as good a combination in defence as you could get.
Yes, and he's got good reason to think that too. They're both good players. It's Ringwood coming away. Luyton coming into the game now a little bit more. Oh, but a bad pass from him. Puts it straight onto the chest of Petrov. Petrov now looking for somebody. Who can he find? And that's the only person he can find up front. His little Cumming. Smith. Oh, he's Cumming, the only player again. Oh, beautiful play by Cumming. Gets around Plum. Can he get it in? But just a little bit wide. Can't pull it back far enough, but does win the corner.
And Ringwood have got Mike Lynn back on the pitch. He's standing right in the very centre. Mike Lynn is back on the pitch after his rough-up before. I thought they might be carting him off on the stretcher there at one stage, but Lynn, right in the centre, is on the pitch. Corner kick coming in from McCarthy. He is the corner kick specialist for the Sunshine side. This one will move in with the boot, swinging in towards the far post. We need a good header from Kokoska. Couldn't get up high enough. He had a tall man in front of him, and Nick Van Egmond behind is having it on with somebody else who's down on the deck. Yes, he's having it on with Peter White there. That looked ugly for a moment. Just caught it behind the play.
Yes, it was Peter Lewis in it again, Tony. He's... I don't know what the matter with this fella is. He should be playing soccer.
Adams. And there's Mike Lynn now, and seemingly all right, but he didn't look too good before. Mike Lynn, 2 goals today, and therefore a star turn for the Ringwood side, and he's the one who's won them the 2 points in this game. Sunshiners would say the game's never over until the final whistle. There's time for them to equalise, and in fact time for them to win. But it doesn't look the way they are playing as though they are capable of drawing the game or winning it. Laurie Smith on his first replacement. Wide Cumming read that well. It was Bray going up, was drawn into going for the header, and Cumming darted back. And he can't get there again, frustrated in his effort, despite the fact that he read the play well in both instances. Van Egmond saying, get out there into the open space so I can give you a pass. Williamson won't want to dwell on that one. Anderson won't. We wouldn't know of Williamson's speed. Everybody else in Victoria does. Garthwaite. Anderson. And the seasoned player taking no risks. We'll go around this way and mounting up the next attack. Hugh Howe. Into the centre, McCarthy. I have great respect for the Sunshine side and been a champion of their cause because they've done everything right. It was a Herculean effort to get into the State League. I was delighted that they, as a new side, were heading up the State League this year and only their second season, but they've disappointed me today. They don't seem to be playing with anywhere near the bite or the cohesiveness that they did last year when we covered them several times on television.
Yes, you were right when you said earlier on they haven't got the experience. They've got too many young heads and not enough old ones to really take control of the game for them. McCarthy. Oh, falling for Kokoska. Can this one drop in? Oh, there's a dangerous man to let loose with the balls up in the air in the penalty area.
Yeah, Kokoska's really good to watch. Strong and dominant and forceful. He won praise, incidentally, from Jim Shoulder when he saw him play. Shoulder has taken over as Australian coach. Kokoska very good in the air, and he got a beautiful header into the net in the first half of play. That's the only smell of a goal that Sunshine have so far had. That's Kokoska's header again. Unbeatable. Garthwaite's a good header, and he's the one who kicks it that time over to Lynn. Lynn gets his foot to the ball for a change. He's been doing all the heading work and been scoring goals from 2 of them. Anderson, you can tell just by looking at Anderson that he's an accomplished player. He has all the skills, just moves right. Up here to Pocock. Pocock's header was meant for Lang. Lang has to go back on his tracks, and that's enough to let Garthwaite in, and Garthwaite deliberately kicks it far and wide.
And there's a player that's Dave to start again. That was Dave Garthwaite. You saw it on your screen. But I was about to say that Wilf Lang, there's a player that's faded right out of the game after being in it all the first half. The second half, he's gone right out. Hasn't sighted the ball in the second half.
If your votes were for the first half only, would Lang get 3?
Oh, yes, he was playing very well the first half.
And Kokoska wouldn't be far behind him. Luton to Adams' head, falling for Sunshine. The header is by Hugh Howe into the penalty area. Coming, can he get there before the goalkeeper? Answer, no. Van Egmond, who's giant of a man, has a 44 chest, sees the fun of coming up against little 5'3" Snodgrass.
And there we have a free kick to Ringwood once again. Well, McCarthy's picking himself up off the ground once again. Best man on it so far today. He's really been revelling in the mud.
Macca looks like Rasputin as he comes back there with a sour look on his face, and the ball is at the half, and Anderson will put it up into play, put it up into the forward line for the Sunshine side. Anderson, 26, only has 6 weeks break in any year of soccer. He plays soccer almost exclusively. Howe, when he turned back for it, it wasn't there, and Kent takes it away and gives a beautiful through ball here right into the path of Kankovic, but Kankovic again slow, and McCarthy, who's been running all day and all over the pitch, still has the pace to cut him off.
Garthwaite, oh, not much trouble there. It's coming, was just a little bit too small to get up for that ball. Kent relaying it on, but finds McCarthy in the way. McCarthy a long ball, and it's Pocock. No, but he can't get there in time. And it's Richard Plum once again.
Who are you going for in just Muralbach? I missed your commentary.
I'm going for JUST.
Are you?
Yes. I think they're just a little bit too strong all over the field for Muralbach. Plus that individual brilliance up front. You know, Puljevic, Ristovsky, Palinkas.
Ristovsky and Palinkas are watching on here at this game today as our telecast continues with Ringwood leading 2-1. It was 1-1 at half-time. The first to draw blood was the Sunshine side at the 25-minute mark through Kokoska. An equaliser by Lynn, and then in the second half, Lynn did it again with another superb header, even better than the first, which fell in. The second one went right to the back of the net. 2-1 to Ringwood with Sunshine attacking. Almost a backhander there. A scissor kick doesn't come off for the number 12 in Hugh Howe. The knockaway was by the goalkeeper in Van Egmond. Williamson brought undone. 3 against 1 it was. Lang, a nice pass through to Kokoska. Kokoska looking for coming, but he was just about 3 degrees offline, and it is for Bray. Bray for O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan up into attack. Well, that's wide, very wide. Slid off his instep, and he couldn't direct it as intended to Williamson. Linesman nods to the referee, or gives the referee a sign as to how much time is left. They confer on the point. I think it's time that old tradition of the referee keeping the time in the game is over and done with. They want to have timekeepers, as in Australian rules, for example. Referee's got enough to do without looking at his watch every 5 seconds in the closing minutes. Could miss a vital incident that could win or lose a game. Van Egmond, 3 goals against him last week. 1 today, which he couldn't do much about, although Henry Sifka has a different opinion. Peter Lewis, Kokoska, now it's Howe. Langan coming. Lang again, he's got coming on the left, and he'll have to pass it back to him. Nobody making position up there in the penalty area. Pocock finally gets there, way across the other side. It's Laurie Smith over the heads. Laurie Smith might get an opportunity, keeps the ball in play. Bray frantic to get there in time. Backing up nicely for Sunshine is McCarthy. Oh, the header by Pocock is knocked away there. Oh, knocked away by Pocock again. Didn't intend to. It cannoned off his body. It would have made it awkward, very awkward for Van Egmond had the ball gotten past the Sunshine player.
Yes, arms and legs flying everywhere that time, and Van Egmond, not one to shirk the issue, went straight in there. Can Sunshine equalise? McCarthy with the ball once again. Oh, a short corner, but well directed that time. Falling for Howe, a high ball, and out it goes once again. I think they've had their final fling, Sunshine. I think that's the end of the game for them at the moment. There's only minutes to go, and unless they can come back with something really quick, they're in trouble, big trouble.
Well, maybe the scales have finally turned for Ringwood, because they never play well against Sunshine, but they've got them in the net at this moment. Can they just close it off? Leading 2-1 in the closing minutes of the game. Ringwood at home to Sunshine, and feeling at home now with a 2-1 lead on the board. They'll get the 2 points, and there's something miraculous happens for the Sunshine side. Adams plays it coolly in defence as last line and gives it to his goalkeeper Van Egmond, who coaches juniors when he's not training or playing with the seniors. Kankovic. Terrific character, old Joe Kankovic. He just rolled in here, couldn't speak the language at all, had arrived from overseas, walked in here and communicated to them that he wanted to have a game. They gave him a game. He scored a couple of goals in his first game. His English has improved like his soccer enormously, and he's a great clubman. Good to be able to do things like that. Takes a bit of guts, doesn't it? Lynn chasing the ball. McCarthy beat him to it, puts it right in the path of Hugh Howe. He's given it nicely to Lang. Lang gives it beautifully to Cumming. The gate is open if they can get behind the defence. Oh, he's turned inside them. Oh, why didn't he turn onto his left foot, Henry?
Well, he'd know that one, Tony. He had everything in front of him there, and he turned back in, coming at, and a cardinal sin is turning back at the defence, coming straight at you. But they've gained a corner out of it. McCarthy, a high one, coming down to the back far post, cleared off the line by Garthwaite, turned back again.
Oh, and Van Egmond does an acrobatic leap from the centre goals right to the far post. He was absolutely airborne. He thought that volley was going to find the near post. Oh, he was terrific.
And here we go once again, McCarthy. The pressure right on Ringwood. Up high, Pocock. Is it falling for anybody, Lewis? No. Smith out wide for McCarthy to put this one in once again. He does so. Van Egmond, can he come out? He does so. Oh, he falls for Pocock. Cleared off the line once again by Plum. Oh, Sunshine really pressing for the equaliser here at the moment.
You can't get it closer than that. It was very nearly the equalising goal. Sunshine have kept the ball into attack. They're playing with great determination in these closing minutes, and Ringwood is showing signs of desperation. No wonder. Things are pretty hot in there, and here comes another pressure test on the defence. McCarthy lobs one in over into the penalty area. Behind, the whistle's gone. The game is over. It's 2-1. Ringwood defeats Sunshine.